Batch traceability is a mandatory business process for regulated industries such as chemicals and food and beverage. So the question is, how does ProcessForce provide a simple but powerful solution to help address this business need? Well, here's a particular example. My ERP systems provided me with a business alert to tell me that I have a new complaint. The complaint associated with a particular customer us, who purchased a batch of product, 97, a particular product of espresso. Through the complaint, we've actually recorded that they had an issue with the taste where it was bitter. So then one of the questions we need to ask ourselves was then, how was this particular batch made? Very simply, we can go to our batch trace visualization tool, and graphically we can see the manufacturing process, plus also what batches were consumed to make my espresso. So my espresso was produced using a batch of East African, a batch of South American, and also a batch of product which came through a manufacturing process based on a purchase item. So that's the first piece of information we have, which is the traceable element of finding out which batches went into making our final product. We also like to understand where else or who else did we sell this product to. So look at my transactional detail, and I have a number of different customers here. We can see there's a number of deliveries, and also a return, and also a credit note against this batch across a number of different customers. We also have the complaint, which we just looked at just now, but also we have the manufacturing order number, which is product was produced against, number 86. If required, we can drill down to the manufacturing number and see how it was made. Because it's a very, very visual chart, we can see that most of our batches are all ticked as green. And there's one particular batch which is red. And this is red because this batch is on hold. So let's now change our business view and look at this particular product. Look at the batch number. And now I'm going to do a forward trace. And I want to now visualize A, the manufacturing process, and B, to understand where else would this particular purchase item go. We can see the manufacturing process here, and it went into 2 batches. To understand a little bit more about this particular batch, again we can drill down to the transactional detail, and we can see that this item was purchased against this particular business partner, and we can drill down to particular goods receipt and also then the purchase order, so we know who we bought it from and when. We have the purchase goods receipt went to a manufacturing order, as we can see this line here, but also then we have some quality control test information for this particular batch against this particular supplier. So let's drill down to the transactional detail and see what the results are. We can easily identify that this particular batch failed, and it failed because it failed 2 particular tests. It failed an odor test and a taste test. The desired result was supposed to be fruity, but in the end of the day the result came back as odorless and bitter. And because we have bitter recorded here, this may be the base reason why our customers complain that the espresso that they purchased had a bitter taste. So there is a good example of how ProcessForce is simple and easy to use, but able to answer that question of what batch went into what product and where, who did I sell it to, where did I buy it from, and all of my traceability transactions associated with that.